All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Boxing 5 promoter Larry Wainstein, and we will be discussing the August 23rd tournament coming up. Guys have had a long time to prepare for this one. You obviously put the fight poster out in advance, SA heavyweight title on the line, and it'll be Sean Potgieter coming up against Chris the Wolf Thompson. What an exciting main event.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's. I think there's been a lot of sort of interest in this fight, and as we said, it's not just the two boxers. You've got the two son and father in the corner, and it was a fight that we announced quite early because we needed to get it signed and made sure that it was going to happen, and which it was done. And now it's time to. It's getting closer now. Now we 5 weeks away. So yeah.
At the Big Top Arena again at Carnival City, another big boost for the promotion as well, just to get that big venue and obviously get this massive fight in that venue as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and obviously, you know, the thing that drives it is the crowds. If the crowds come, which I think they will, and this one is a little bit different, as we did announce. There will be an event before this event where the slap fighters are taking on each other, and that'll be interesting. You know, also a heavyweight title, and then one other title. And a change in the program is that what's going to happen is, because of the new rules, BSA putting pressure on, not new rules, but putting pressure on the rules are kept to, they're asking us to start earlier. So that event will finish at 4:30, and our event will start at 5:30. No more at 7. We did announce at 7, but we're pulling it forward because of BSA, and there was one or two other things we had to adjust the rounds and all of that to make sure that BSA were happy with could then sanction the tournament, because obviously they're also they want tournaments to go until 12 o'clock, which is fine, you know, as long as everybody adheres to it and everybody puts the effort to be on time, and I mean everybody, that's the officials from BSA, the boxers, and of course from a promotions point of view, we always try and live by it, but you know, things do happen, but that has to be here too, and that's why the change is there, and for the better. Let's see what happens.
It's always funny because, you know, it always depends on the results. If they go to points, if they get knockouts, as to how quick a night goes. The last tournament in particular was a very competitive tournament. A lot of the guys all went to points except for, I think, 2 fights. But let's see what happens on this one. I mean, this could be totally different. You never know.
Yeah, I think I've got a lot of confidence in our matchmaker, AB Manisi, and he normally matches up our fighters. They know they've been in a fight, and it goes to the wire. You know, so yeah, there is the times when there are the ones that are finishing early, but you can't sort of put that into the equation, because you never know.
Yeah, 100%. And as you mentioned, the matchups are always stellar. And let's go through some of the other matchups that are on the other undercard. Jason Medi, he's coming into the promotion now, a young, exciting talent that you've seen. Yeah. He's fighting Nicholas Kasongo. It's a rematch as well.
Yes, it is. It is. So let's see what happens. I think, you know, I haven't been to the gym because I've been out of it, and not everyone has been coming because they weren't in camp yet, and now they're in camp, and the boxers are starting to come back to the hot box gym, and I mean, times have been changing. They're training here, training there, so it was a little bit hard. But now it's let's get back to the business. Now the guys are in camp for the 23rd.
Oh, let's go on to that as well, because a lot of them were out of camp training at other gyms. Colin Nathan was away with Pumalela Kafu, who you share a very close relationship with. Pumalela, just a few words for him maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there was never that sort of confidence that he's going to go over there and come back. We always wanted, from my point of view, I always said, look, as long as he does us proud and he puts up a good show, which he did. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people are saying, oh, but you just look money, you look chasing the money, you're doing this. It's all what we thought. You'd never get an opportunity to be on a big stage and get the purse money that he got. And it's not a case of the money is what we were after. The money is for him. Do you understand? So now he's been recognized as being a fighter that's up there with the best. He took him to 10 rounds, which a lot of them, Sonny Edwards, a lot of the top fighters couldn't do. Yeah. And he did. And he learnt a lot too. So I think he's in a good space. He came back, and there's always the clevers who know should have been done, would have been done, and but that's boxing. You just take it, and I ignore that because the best trainers, the best boxers are always sitting in the stands. So, but he came back, and I must say, when he arrived at the airport, and he looked a lot better now than when he came back from Japan. I mean, he came back from Japan, he had a couple of blue eyes, and whereas the punishment that he took, I expected him to be a lot worse, and he wasn't. And that's a day after 2 days after the fight. So I was quite surprised, and he was a little bit down because obviously, he feels he let everybody down, and he didn't. He put up a good show, and where to from here? He'll get lots of offers to fight. Let's see what happens.
Exactly, and I think, as you mentioned, he evolved a little bit. His defensive game, he caught a lot of Bam's punches, which is impressive because not a lot of people can do that.
Exactly.
And let's move back to the Boxing 5 tournament. Another one close to your heart, Sinakosi Malotua. He fights him one day in Busi. Nice to see Sinakosi moving on in his career and progressing towards, I'd say, a title fight in the future.
Well, please God, he will, and that's the plans. Now he's also one that's been with us, but because of the year break he had and the injury and that, he's come back, and since he's come back he's improved beyond a doubt, I can say, and it's very impressive. And now he gets his first shot at an 8-rounder, which now he's getting into the bigger rounds and fighting bigger opponents, and let's see how he goes.
And we saw a little bit of insight as to what Riaz is doing back at the box camp there in the Phumelela Kafu video, as he was working through his paces, phenomenally fit. The same thing is happening on Sinakosi Malotua's side, so you must be ecstatic.
Very much so. You can see the difference in his work, and the work that Riaz is doing is unbelievable. You can see physically the guys are a lot stronger, and let's see what happens on the 23rd.
And fantastic. And then a guy that you're welcoming back, obviously he didn't leave, but he temporarily took a fight away, was Almighty Creed Moyo.
Yes.
He coming off a knockout defeat. He's got to make a comeback against Unkiduku, who's no slouch either, but he's back on Boxing 5. Are you excited for his fight?
Yeah, look, like we said, a few of the Boxing 5 fighters fight in other tournaments. So be it, it's good for them, and we don't stand in their way. And he's back in the fold. When I say back in the fold, he's back on our bill. And he's very excited to be back. And, there's also got a soft spot for Creed. He's one of like Frank Sotomela, Creed, all the boys have come up from the ranks. And it's a pleasure to see them now going forward.
Yeah, he's looking very strong. And then we move over to Sionandanda Wapella, Bernie Pellman's boxer. He comes up against Sabelo and Corsi. An interesting story about these two. Sabelo used to be Bernie Pellman's boxer, so there's a little bit of a dynamic there.
Yeah, there is. And you're always going to find that in boxing. So, but he's coming on nicely. Yeah. I think he always puts up a good show, and I think his last performance was a lot better than the one before, but it just shows you that he is improving, and every time they get chances, they do improve. And he won't let the show down.
Yeah, he was also part of that Umtata team, which there's a lot of Umtata boxers here at the Hot Box Gym, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
One of the Kalengi brothers, Emanuel the Beast Kalengi, the junior bantamweight, the smaller one, he comes up against Mandile Leopeng. What's your thoughts on that one?
You got to wait and see. This is their second fight. The first fight, nerves, this, that, and he fought a guy that thought he was in a marathon, that ran, and obviously not having the experience to cut the ring down and corner him. Eventually, when he did, he took care of him. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. First fight jitters over, know what to expect. So let's see. We've got a lot of faith in him, and I think he's looking for better.
Yeah, he calls himself the Beast, so he always brings the fights. And on the other end, his brother, completely opposite name, Sugar. He feels like he's sweet. He's coming up against a good opponent, Sasha Thessa, who from the south. That should be a good contest.
Yeah, well, I must say that on the night, if I had to pick of the first timers, if I had to put a mark next to who I thought. I appreciate all of them, but I thought he's very, very unassuming, and he took care of the business, and in a fashion that I enjoy is that he boxed. He didn't go out there and want to knock him out. He boxed the guy, and eventually when the time came, he stopped him.
Yeah, crisp, clean, and then on the other end as well, Thessa as well. He's also a hard puncher, and he's 2 wins and 1 loss. So he brings the experience for a guy like Kalengi to test him.
I just think on the night, I think Kalengi will have his measure because of his style. I really do think so.
And yeah, Moses Kalengi, sweet like sugar. And then one of the Hassim brothers on Uwe's, he comes up against Tupeku, who's making his pro debut. So just watching a guy like Uwe's coming through the ranks as well is also nice.
You know, when you looked at the last tournament, and that was his first fight.
Yeah.
And what, where you could see he's, nothing fazed him. I mean, the boxers got into the ring. Now it's your first fight. And they waited 15 minutes before the fight started. I mean, that's ridiculous. But he wasn't fazed. He put on a show, and he didn't want to knock a guy out and straight away knock him out. And that's what I like, is those guys who get in the ring, they use their boxing skills, the jab, and build it up. And when that time comes, then, you know, he really boxed well. And that's what it's about. It's not about running and trying to see how quickly you can get the guy out the ring. Yeah. It's about getting to learn about the art of boxing. And I looked at him and I was surprised at the art of boxing that he knows. Still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But he starts off and he builds up with the jab, and then his combinations flow from that. It's not just let me just throw a big right and see what happens. So that to me is, I like that in a fighter.
And that's Sean Ness's boxer that's coming through there as well. He had a bunch of medalists as well at the amateur tournament coming up here. Obviously, he's got a young amateur team. So you must feel good that you're seeing that progress even amongst the next generation.
Very much so. We're very proud of the guys that had their debuts, and now we're trying to put them through their paces and try and build them up.
Yeah, and that's great. And then, so going off to another young trainer, Danny Dolivera has got 2 boxers on this tournament. First, Amos, who a lot of people are talking about as a lightweight now. He comes up against Gideon Chizubu, who we once saw on a Boxing 5 tournament get a draw with JP from Sebastian Rothman's gym. What do you make of Amos and his fight coming up?
Well, I was very, very also impressed with Amos's first fight for us. I mean, he only had two fights in 2 years. And then he fought for us, and again, I liked his boxing skills. Yeah. And that's what I look for again. Didn't want to knock out, but he did what he had to do, and that's what you want in the progression. Yes, will they be able to stop the guys, knock them out? It'll come, but build up with the boxing first.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I liked Amos, and I think he's got a bright future. Unfortunately, he hasn't had the opportunities. And now he's on with us. It's his second tournament, so I really look forward to that fight.
Yeah, sort of breeding a good boxer. I think he's also going down to lightweight as well, which makes it interesting. Yeah. And then Liam Fox as well. He's on the tournament. He's a super lightweight, and he's fighting now, coming up, and then he's going to be fighting 3 weeks later on the Boxing 5 tournament against Takalani Romedi. Liam Fox, what could you say about him?
Yeah, again, when he had his fight on our tournament, it didn't last too long. He took care of the business, which was is what you want. But he also looks like he's got a bit of talent, and he's a strong boy, and he can punch. You know, so but he also just didn't run in and start punching. You know, he built it up, and then when he saw the opportunity, he took it. So I'm very very excited about the 2 boxers. I'm one where I've been bitten once before, where guys going to tournaments before, and it's a short space of time, and it's because there's such a shortage of fights. I can understand it when the guy's not sure, and so they take a fight that's coming first, that's offered to them, and then look to fight again because they think, well, this fight shouldn't trouble him. And that worries me, but you know what? He's got his coach. They learn, and I look forward to having him on the event. And both of those boys. I mean, you look their gyms in Boksburg, where we're fighting in Brakpan next door to Boksburg. So I think it's good. You know, they'll have a following there, and people will come that know them from the gym, and that will come and support them.
Awesome, and yeah, that's exactly what it's about. The community needs to come out from Boksburg, and it's just down the road to Brakpan. The first fight of the evening, the opener, Kailetsu Kuza coming up against Martin Masanguani. Mpumalanga, Gauteng, I'm assuming Stephen Peters is in the mix there from Mpumalanga.
No, he is. Stephen's he's been with us for our last couple of tournaments, Boxing 5. He's a supporter of us. Even if he doesn't have a fighter, he's a sponsor. Prop Shop Centre is his business. And he's got this boy, I think the one has had one fight and one win.
Yes.
And he's done well with a small string of boxers, Stephen. So we look to support him, and obviously the last time Stephen had a boxer was headlined the tournament with the RBF title, and he did well against Katlego, although Katlego, obviously there's a bit of a discrepancy with how he sees the fight, not Stephen,
yes,
the fighter, but that's what I like. They brought their fans, they supported, they were great to have on the tournament, and I'll always look to give Stephen's fighters a chance.
And of course, great matchups as well. You can bring the best, and let's see what Gabuza can do on fight day as well. He's 1-0 and promising young talent. Larry, from your side, August 23rd, people need to come out and support and get the tickets, and all the athletes. There's a lot of fights on the go here, plus the slap fighting that occurs earlier.
Yeah.
Is there any more you could add to it?
Yeah, I just want to say to people, don't be scared. If you're coming, come for the day. Come for the start of the tournament. You're going to see. I've never been to a slap fight event, so it's going to be interesting. You don't knock it until you've seen it, and once you've seen it, you make up your own mind. They have a big following. I think they bring quite a few people to their tournaments, and this is something different. It's a first in boxing, where we've had the two different events, but on the same venue on the same day. And I think it's good. It's good for getting different people introduced to different facets of the sport. So we don't know. Let's see. I mean, we're very excited. There's been one or two things that have come from their side. They've brought them to add value to both their tournaments and to our tournaments. So there's going to be a raffle there for a sports car day to spend with sports cars and that. So there's a lot of stuff happening, and come there 2:30 and come for the day. One ticket, both events. Same for the boxing. If you're going to buy your boxing, if you want to come early, come early. Don't come only at 5:30.
Yes.
Come at 2 and spend the time. There'll be a bit of a break in between the hour, and let's see what happens.
And then for the broadcast on Fight Night, we're doing the Boxing 5 Promotions YouTube channel as well.
We are.
So people need to come and watch on there.
No, they can, and it's going to be there. It's going to be on the YouTube channel as we did last time.
Yes.
So it's very successful. I mean, when we look at the numbers, it shocked me. I mean, we had close on 7,000 views right through the tournament. Now that to me is good numbers. And just something that people don't realize. Boxing 5 in this month, obviously with what was going on with Kafu and Boxing 5 on their channels, pages, Boxing 5 had 65,000 views in 1 month. Yes, and then you've got to go around asking people, don't you want to sponsor? If that's what we're getting, surely you can see the benefit of that. So but anyway, we carry on.
We carry on, and there we have it from promoter Larry Wainstein. And get your tickets at WebTicket, right?
So, let me tell you what we've done. So what we've done is, because from our point of view, we put on the event, we take care of the boxes. Because Carnival City put on so many events, we've asked them to take care of the ticket sales and that side of the business. Because I think they're far more experienced than we are. I mean, they've done how many shows, and they know, and it's their arena, and they know exactly. And they've gone with WebTicket, which is their people, and we're quite comfortable with that. So all the ticket sales and that are done through WebTicket, and the Alliance Group is actually managing that process.
Fantastic. So you all know where to get your tickets now. We'll see you on Fight Day, August the 23rd at Carnival City.
And sorry, just to say, tickets will be available at the door as well.
Okay, don't forget about that. Yeah. Tickets available at the door.
Are available at the door as always, because I know boxing fans like to come to the door, pay their money in case, and then go in.
Yes. And last time there was merchandise outside. Will there be merchandise?
There will be again, same thing again, outside merchandise. Come and have a good day.